Hi, I'm Julie Dibbens. I'm from England, now living in Boulder, Colorado. People call me Dibs, Divo, Divinator. I've been doing triathlon for 12 years now. That's about it.
Originally a swimmer that went to LSU on swim scholarship, correct?
Correct?
How did a girl from England find going to the deep south as a freshman? What was your, that's quite a transitional time. So you're young, it's a different culture. Was it, one of the things one of the girls wanted to know, did you get homesick? So,
It was definitely a big culture shock. I was toying with the idea of coming out here to go to LSU. I also had a place at university back in England. And it was only a month before college started that I decided, what the heck, I'll give it a go.
Why LSU? Why not a California school or something?
One of the swim coaches at LSU was from England, and he actually went to the same high school as me, so he did a lot of recruiting out of that school. So he kind of got me, or persuaded me to go out there and at least give it a try. And the first month, I absolutely hated it. I was like, what am I doing out here? I was so homesick. But then, I got to meet some new people. I got to hang out with Becky Lavelle. She was there at the same time, and I got on really well with her and her twin sister Jenny. And I started hanging out with my husband now, Mike. And I think that really helped, just getting to know some people that we seem to have like a connection with. Whereas the first month I was kind of just felt like a bit of a loner out there, but once I made good friends and got to know a bit of the culture, I started having a really good time.
So was there anything that you asked your mom to send you from England? A lot of the girls ask, like, is there foods you can't live without? Now I'm sure that Southern food and English food are quite different. So is there anything that you asked your mom to send over the pond right away?
One thing, whenever somebody comes over to visit, it's a candy. They're called wine gums.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love those things. I swear I could eat a bag a day. They're kind of like gummy bears, but they're a hell of a lot better. So people always bring those out. Marmite, which is like Vegemite, which is an Australian version.
All right, now what is the difference for us over here between Marmite and Vegemite?
Marmite tastes a lot better. I don't like Vegemite, but it's like there's just a slight difference in the flavor. I think it's whatever you've grown up with. Other than that, like whenever I go back to England, it's just, getting my mom to cook up a good Sunday roast and a apple crumble or something like that. Like just something that you don't really get over here.
One of the things we got a questions from females, and they were talking about, is they wanted to know if a lot of the women athletes took supplements, that iron and anemia and certain things that are tend to gravitate towards women that are athletes, because there's different things that go on with a woman's body. Are you a supplement person?
I'm not a big supplement person. I have struggled a little bit with anemia in the past, but interestingly, since I moved to Boulder, my iron levels have gone up. I've also started taking the base performance multivitamin, which I think has really helped. Other than that, I try not to take anything. Being on the anti-doping system, we have to be so careful taking any kind of supplement, and I've kind of had that ingrained. So I try to just get all my nutrients through the food and drink that I take.
And doping showed up last night.
They did.
It kept you guys up late, past your bedtime.
Because we were out on the boat yesterday, and I had to take something for seasickness. Because the last couple of years I've gotten really seasick, and I'm like, damn it, we better check. Like I didn't know if it was legal or not, so we got on the website, and every time I take something, anti-doping show up like that day or a couple of days later.
Yeah, Chris was harassing you about it.
Yeah, I'm glad I checked now, otherwise I'd be sweating.
That's right. One thing is, are you a person that obsesses over their food? I mean, do you eat a specific way? Are you just about balanced eating? Where do you stand on that? Do you weigh your food?
I do enjoy my food. There have been times when I've been pretty regimented with what I eat, but the last 3 or 4 years, I just go with it. If I crave something, I tend to have it. Like, I eat pretty healthily for the most part, but not compared to some triathletes. My biggest vice, I guess, is cookies. Like, I absolutely love cookies, and I pretty much will have a cookie a day.
Now, what type? Do you make your cookies, or is it a certain store-bought cookie?
My favorite cookie for the last year has been Carol's Cookies. They sell them in Whole Foods, and they're probably about this big. I think they're half a pound in weight. And sometimes you can't eat one like in a whole sitting. You have to break it up. But they're awesome. If you get to try one, if you're in Whole Foods, grab one. They're awesome.
One of the things is going with that is, talk about enjoying your sweets, so you keep a balanced thing about your diet. After a race, what is something that you look forward to treat? Or is there, when you race, you're thinking, God, when I get done, I want Mexican food? Or, is there some food that you tend to crave after racing? Beer?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think because I'm not as strict as some people during the season, like in training, I think I reward myself after big, awesome training sessions as much as I do after racing. I find after racing, especially the longer races, I have no appetite, at least for the rest of the day, if not through the next day as well. So I struggle to get the nutrients back in.
But you do.
Oh yeah, like the best way is the smoothie. Like get a Jamba juice or just make a smoothie at home. That's the easiest way to get it down.
And we saw a lot of athletes drinking smoothies after the rides due to the heat here in Hawaii this week. One of the things that they wanted to know is there a food that you take with you in a race? Is there something that you fall back on? Are you Mars bars? Is it goo? Is there something that you like that is going to go well with your digestion, that that you can take down no matter if it's 100 degrees or 50 degrees?
I pretty much, for the most part, get most of my calories through just my drink, through the Power Bar Perform. I think because I have such a high sweat rate, I've got to try and get so much fluid in. Most of my calories come through that, but I will take a couple of Power Bar gels. But yeah, I try not to go for solid food. I think I struggle to get it down, so I just go with whatever's easiest.
If you had to talk to age groupers out there, what is the one thing that's blatantly that you see that age groupers seem to get wrong, that they think maybe that you guys do and really don't? Like, what is it that, if you could give advice to age groupers that says, hey, is it train easier? Is it train harder? Is it take it less serious? Is it,
I think from my experience, a lot of age groupers seem to think that there's a magic answer or something that is just going to automatically make them better. And that's not the case. It's just about consistent training, day in, day out, working hard when you need to, going easy when you need to, not trying to knock every session out of the park, but just doing it day in, day out, week in, week out. And that's what I found over the last 4 years, and I think that's where I've got my success from. I used to try and do best times in every session I could, and I get frustrated and down if I couldn't, whereas now my best sessions probably aren't as good as they used to be, but I'm so much more consistent, and I think that's showing in my races now. So yeah, like a lot of age groupers come and ask, is there a nutrition secret? Is there a training secret? Is there a equipment secret? And there isn't really. Like, there's stuff that can definitely help you, but ultimately you've got to stay healthy, you got to train hard and be consistent.